Terry-Dwayne-Ashford here, coming in with you at 1015 live. We're now live right now at the entrance of Washington, D.C. Rock Creek Park area. We're about to have a nice little breezy break here. A tough morning this morning. Very entertaining, very active. Exactly how we like it here at StreetNOW News. For StreetNOW News, I'm Terry-Dwayne-Ashford, bringing you in with some smooth sailing music. We're proud to talk to you about the tailgating that occurred to us this morning right after our 4 a.m. airing. I'm bringing that to you right now, just talking about that a little bit. Now, we understand some people might want us, love us. We don't know what's going on in the mind of stalkers, to be honest with you. But we're sure we're going to learn as we grow. I was going to say as we grow older, but as we grow, we learn. We get better and better every day. And right now, Terry-Dwayne-Ashford doesn't have a really good grasp on the addressing and the handling of blatant, rude stalkers. And we're getting better at that, though. We're getting better at it. I can tell you one of the reasons why I've had a hard time. That's because we've never had to deal with rude people in our life. We've never had to deal with that. And so we're coming back with you today, right now. That's 10:15 a.m. And we're just talking about that a little bit. The stalkers this morning was amazing. I think that's something that's going on in other people's worlds that you have to understand somehow to understand what in the heck are they doing. But the rules and the laws here is tailgating can be extremely dangerous. I'll tell you this story of tailgating. I just want to share it with you. About tailgating. But before we do, we're going to give you some breezy music here. I'll let you hear that for a moment. Then we're going to come right on back with that quick story. This is a true story, too. A very, very true story. Non-fiction. We'll be right on back with that. You're hearing the voice of Terry-Dwayne-Ashford right now. You're a journalist-in-chief, broadcaster, and also you're in the car seat. Well, it's Terry-Dwayne-Ashford and coming right on back. We promised you a story, and it's a true story, too. It's about tailgating. I'm just sharing that because in lieu of the events that occurred to Terry-Dwayne-Ashford this morning, and also in lieu of the event that we're seeing that in some worlds, I guess that's somehow some people's way of doing whatever in the heck they're trying to do. But I'm going to tell you what I experienced and what I saw. Down south, we were in, I don't know exactly, it's a street, it was Highway 306, running from, I think, Hernando, Mississippi, running into Cochran, Mississippi. And what I witnessed was a car, 3 cars, and 2 cars, where one car was tailgating the other car. The car that was tailgating, that was a younger guy behind, was tailgating this woman that was in front of it, and I was the 3rd car behind. I was lingering behind Then the younger group of people was tailgating this woman so tough that the woman felt pushed, although they weren't pushing her. She felt pushed. The woman was trying to go faster. I'm not sure. She didn't look like she was trying to get out of the way. She looked like she was just trying to go to a pace to get these people that appeared like, and I actually saw it, they appeared like animals up on this woman's tailgate. So the woman, a Caucasian woman, she wasn't elderly, but she was looked like she was about in her late 50s or something, close to, I guess she would be considered an elder, but the younger couple was pushing, the car was like up on her tail. I'm like, oh my gosh, I mean, what are they doing? I just stayed back because I didn't want to be involved in it, but I wanted these people to stop pushing because the woman appeared by her driving pattern that she was getting edgy, and so the woman was trying to speed up and going fast and forth. They were keeping up with her. Next thing you know, that we got into a curve, and the woman dashed into the curve and flipped into the curve. It was a bridge, a very, very small little bridge area over a creek. The woman ran into the banks of a creek. Well, guess what the car behind it did? It sped on off. It sounded just like the Hispanic cars that's here in D.C. All that noise. And it sped off. Didn't even stop to help the lady. I was lingering back, and I stopped to help the lady. And I called 911, and I waited there until the lady's son got there. And the lady was so frantic, and I don't know what to say other than the fact that I saw this car tailgating this woman, pushing her. And it really kind of bothered me a little bit then, even though it was a stranger. I had no reason to be concerned for myself, but it was clearly inappropriate. It was clearly wrong, and it was even more wrong when they pushed the woman into the banks of a creek and left her there and sped off. That is what terry-dwayne-ashford has experienced through visuals and through seeing it. And this morning we experienced some high stage tailgating of international men. Seemed crazy, seemed really crazy, but it was handled because I'm not a Caucasian woman. I think the Hispanic kind of guy kind of got that this morning. I'm not a woman. I'm not a Hispanic woman. I'm not a Caucasian woman. I'm not a black woman. I'm not a woman at all. I'm a man. You don't do that. You definitely don't do it thinking you're bad. For StreetNOW News, I'm terry-dwayne-ashford. You're with Terry-Dwayne-Ashford, StreetNOW News, SNnews for NewsRADIO, under WilmaWAINE, Tatmedia and Companies Incorporated. We're going to give you some headlines around the world here. Being that we are a news organization and the primary news organization for DatGuY Radio, which is an entity of DatGuY Television and Tatmedia conglomerate. We're looking at the news around the world right now. Some of the headlines. Associated Press is reporting this morning that the FDA, the CDC, the Federal Drug Administration, the Center of Disease Control, recommend recommend a pause for the Johnson & Johnson vaccine. And they're reporting that there's some blood clots reports there. So the FDA and the CDC is recommending a pause on the Johnson & Johnson vaccine over blood. The agency recommended pausing the use of single dosage COVID-19 vaccine in the United States due to reports of rare blood clots. A statement is coming out with caution that they are investigating 6 reported cases. 6 reported cases out of about approximately 7 million administered dosages. Around the world here, we're looking at also the USA Today is reporting right now on his cover that 40 people was arrested in protest over Daunte Wright's death. 40 people arrested as tensions arose between protesters and police, and such intensity for a second night in Minnesota. Daunte Wright is a 20-year-old black male that was fatally shot by a Brooklyn Center police officer. Reporting that crowds gathered outside of the city, despite Governor Tim Walz's imposing an overnight curfew in the 3 counties. That's the cover of USA Today. 40 people was arrested in protest over the police shooting of Daunte Wright. Now we're looking around the world here, and we're looking at what we have, what's going on the headlines. We're looking at the New York Times. New York Times headline is giving us a discussion about how the police have mistaken a gun for a taser. It appears that the Minnesota police officer who fatally shot Daunte Wright, I think that's who we're talking about here, a black man on Sunday during a traffic stop meant to reach for a taser. He meant to reach for a taser. He did not mean to reach for her handgun. So it appears that the police officer who did the shooting was a female police officer. She is stating that she meant to reach for her taser and not her handgun. We're looking around the world here, looking and seeing what is going on around the world, what might be of interest to you. You're with StreetNOW News, Terry-Dwayne-Ashford. Now, you're journalist-in-chief here in Washington, D.C., reporting for you. And we're going to close out on one thing, very interesting thing on Kim Kardashian and Kanye West agree on joint custody after divorce. That's been reported by the BBC News. In People magazine, we're looking at Michael J. Fox, who's mourning the death of his great dog and loyal friend. That great dog and that loyal friend, as he puts it. Let's see here what he has to say about that, because it doesn't sound like we're talking about a dog here. But he called him his great dog and his loyal friend. Gus, we'll miss you. Actually, it is a dog. For StreetNOW News, I'm Terry-Dwayne-Ashford, reporting on Michael J. Fox's dog. a good day.